Okay, so in the string itself, uh, we can do some kind of test. Okay, what does it mean by test? So we are going to test the characters or testing characters. For example, I want to check whether it is an alphanumeric or not. Okay, alnum. So it is alphanumeric. Alpha. What is the alphabetic? So digit. Digit means number. Identifier. Identifier means it is a Python identifier. It is unique. Lower, whether it is a lowercase. Upper, whether it is uppercase. And space, whether there is a white space. Okay, so let's check one by one. I put this one in the code. So you can look at the string 01. So we have S01, S02, and S03. And S01, it is Python 01. And then S02 is only Python. And S03 is 4, 5, 6, 7. So can you see the difference? In this case, it is an alphabet with numbers. In this case, this is only alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, something. In this case, it is only numbers. Now, let's look at the code. We have alphanumeric. Okay, what is alphanumeric and what is alpha and what is digit? Alphanumeric. Python 01 is alphanumeric. It's true. Python is alphanumeric. True. 4, 5, 6, 7 is alphanumeric. Yes. Okay. So everything is alphanumeric. Sorry, this is alphanumeric. Sorry. Okay. So what does it mean by alphanumeric? The alphanumeric means it is everything that is considered as a string. So this is all regarded as string. You can have numbers, okay. You can have symbol, you can have letters with big letters, you can have letter with small letter. So all of them are alphanumeric. And then what is alpha? Alpha means alphabet. The alphabet means you just have A, B, C, D. So the alphabet, the first one is Python 01. Is it alphabetic? It contains numbers. That's why it is false. It is not alphabet. What about Python? Python, everything is alphabet. Then it is true. 4, 5, 6, 7. It is not alphabet. So the result is false. What about digit? S01, Python 01 is combination between letter and numbers. Then it is not digit. Python is not digit. 4, 5, 6, 7, it is digit. Even though it is in the form of string, okay, we can see this is a form of string because all of them are in between double quotes. So we can just look at the elements, and we know that the elements are digit using this. Now I have another text S01, S05, and S06. The first is Python with small, the second is Python with big letters, and the last one is Python code with space. Now we would like to check Python, is it identifier? You still remember identifier? Identifier means a string that can be used as the variable name, a string that you can use as the class name, a string that you can use as the function name. Okay. So that's the meaning by identifier. And the string is not in the Python syntax. So if you use for, is it identifier? This is not identifier because this is Python syntax. If, is it Python identifier? No, this is Python syntax, not identifier. Then S04, Python. Okay, it is identifier. Big capital or big capital of Python. Okay, it is identifier. Python code is identifier. It is false. Why? Why it is not identifier? This is not the Python syntax. It is not for loop. This is not if. This is not def. This is not class. But why it is not identifier? Because we have the white space. So an identifier cannot have white space. Because of this white space, then it is not identifier. Okay. It's lower. So I want to check whether it is lowercase. So muncha. Python is lower? Yes, true. Big letter Python is lower? False. Python code is lower? False. Okay. Is upper? It means I want to know whether it is big letter or Demunja. Python is upper? No. Big Python is upper? True. Python code is upper? False. Okay, so this is the character test. Now we have the searching in the substring. So I want to search the string which is n with. Start with find, r find, and count. Now let's look one by one. I want to know. Okay. So let's go to the second string number 2. So in the string number 2, we have the S04, which is Python. S05 which is Python with big letter, and S06 is Python code. And then we have C01 and C02 is ON, C03 is big P, and C04 is PY. Now I want to know if the S04 is Python ends with small n. Python is n with small n. It is true. Okay. I want to know S04 ends with C01. What is it? C01 is small n. Okay, this is also true. S04 ends with C02. Is it true? C02 is ON. What is S04? S04 is Python. So it ends with ONN. Is it true? Let's say it is true. Okay. Let's check the result later. S05 ends with C02. S05 is Python with big letter. And then it ends with C02. ON is small letter. True or false? This is different in the letter. So this one false. What about S05 ends with S02? This is not S05, S06. What about S06? S06 end with C03. Then it is first false. Okay, so later we will check the result. Now I want to know the starts with. S04 starts with small p. S04 starts with small p. Okay, this is true. S04 starts with C03. C03 is big P. What is S04? S04 is small. And it is false. S04 starts with C04. S04 starts with C04. This is small p. This is big P. Because it is false. S05 start with C03. S05 start with C02. This is big P. This is big P. Okay. And this is true. S05 starts with C04. S05 start with C04. This is PY with big letter. This is PY with big and small letter. And this is false. This is again wrong. S06. S06 start with C04. S06 PY, like this one, start with C04. Start with PY. Okay, the other thing. So yeah, it is true. Okay. So this is the end and with. Ends with and start with. We can also use find. So I will run this. So the result is true, 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 false, false. Okay, true, 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 false, false. And then the result here is true, false, false, true, false, true. Okay. Now let's see this one. I have string 01, and then this is a text. South Korea is not the same as North Korea. Now I want to find the word Asia. Is there any Asia? So I would like to find the string 01, find Asia. And then if I found it, let's return Asia is located at index something. Now the result is -1. It means there is no Asia in the text string 01. Now I would like to check Korea. String 01, find Korea. Is there any word Korea? Yes, but not small letter. It will be big letter. So with the small letter, there is no word with this one. Then it will return -1. What about big Korea? With big K, we have 1 and 2. Okay, so there are 2. So what is the index? The index is 6. So we have, this is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, so this is the index 6. Okay. But why we cannot find this one? If we use find, it means we want to find the first word Korea. If we have 2, we will just return back the index of the first letter of the first word. If we use find, R means reverse. So we will start from the last one. What is the last one? The last one is index 37. So you can calculate later. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then this is the index 37. So R means the reverse, and we want to find the Korea from the last word. And now I want to know how many times the word Korea occurs. String 01.count, so there are 2. Okay, South Korea and North Korea. We can convert the string. Okay. So when you do with the analysis in the data analytics later, so you will need to do the string into some other format. For example, you can capitalize, you can make it lower, you can make it upper, or you can check the title, you can swap, and you can replace. So let's see this one. Let's go to string 03. So we have the S01. South Korea is a prominent country in technology. S02, many foreign companies want to invest in Korea. And S03, learn Python. If you put the capitalize, let me just run it. So if you just make it capitalize, what does it mean? You will make the first letter as the big letter, but the remaining will be small letter. So the remaining will be small letter. S02 capitalize. So the word many, M, will be in a capital or big letter, and the remaining will be in small letter. Learn Python. I want to make it capitalized. So L will be big letter, and the remaining will be small letter. Okay. If I want to make it lower, so every word will be lower. This one is S02. This is S03. Sorry. So if you put it as a lower for S01, S02, S03, then everything will be lower. If you put upper, then all the alphabet will be in the uppercase. If I want to know the title, then every of the first letter in the word will be in the capital. It will be in the uppercase. Okay, so this is using the title. What about swept case? Swept case means I want to swap which one is the capital and which one is the lowercase. Then you can see S now it becomes small and the remaining becomes capital or uppercase. K becomes small, O-R-E-A becomes capital, and so on. So this is the swept case. Now let's suppose S01. I want to replace. Replace means I want to change the word technology, change to semiconductor. And South Korea is a prominent country in semiconductor. Okay, the word technology has been replaced with semiconductor. In S03, let's replace Python into Java. Then you will get the string now becomes Java. Okay, now there is a question. There's a problem. Finding palindromes. Do you know palindromes? So it is very famous when there is the drama, Korean drama. Do you know Woo Young-woo? The drama Woo Young-woo? Yeah. She mentioned about the palindrome. Woo Young-woo, 역삼역, tomato. Okay. So this is palindrome. Now, how you can make the program to find whether it is a palindrome or not? So the objective is checking whether a string is a palindrome. So palindrome means it is a string that reads the same forward and backward. Tomato, 역, 삼역, 우영우. So we can read from the first letter or the last letter, they are the same. In English, there are some kind of palindrome word like level, civic. Okay. So this is also a palindrome. Okay. Character is not palindrome because we cannot read from the last letter to the first letter the same as the first letter to the last letter. Okay, now how we can make this code? I already create the code for you. I have a main function. Now you need to input a string. When you input a string, let's strip. You still remember what is strip? We learn strip when we read in the file. Okay? When we do the reading on the report, we use strip. What is strip? It is to remove some special characters. What are special characters? For example, we have /n. Slash n means we go to the next line. Then we can remove this one. There will be some other kind of slash we call slash t. It is tab. Okay, so we can also remove this one. So using the strip, we want to remove the special characters. And then let's check whether it is palindrome or not. So we have a function is palindrome. If it is palindrome, then print S is a palindrome. If not, then let's print it is not a palindrome. So is palindrome S. Let's look at from the first index. The first index we start from low. And then the last index is high equals to the length of the index minus 1. So if we have civic means this is index 0. And what is the length? The length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. And the index high will be 5 minus 1. Because we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, I want to check if the low is lower than high. Low is 0 and high is 4 if we use civic. 0 is less than 4? Yes. So we will check. As index low, is it not equal as index high? So as index 0, which is C, is the same with S index 4, C. Okay, if they are the same, just go to the next. If they are not the same, then it is not palindrome. Because our intention is to find not palindrome. So if every letter is the same, then it is palindrome. If every letter is not the same, then it is not palindrome. So we go to the next, which is low is plus by 1 and high is minus by 1. So we go to 1 and then we decrease to 3. Next, we will check. 1 is less than 3? Yes. So we will check again. What is the index? 1. Index 1 is I. What is in index 3? Index 3 is I. Is it not the same? I is the same with I. Then we go to the next. Until we have the low. Low plus 1, it is 2. High minus 1. So it is 2. 2 less than 2? No. Because we never get the return false, so it will return true. If it is true, then it is a palindrome. Okay. So enter the string level. Then level is a palindrome. I'm not sure. Is it possible to work with Korean? Who go? Who? Oh, okay. Who Young U. Who Young U is a palindrome. Okay. So yeah, you can use this one. That's about string. Okay. So the remaining part is about list comprehension, join, split, lambda, and etc. Maybe I cannot finish all. I will just until the list comprehension. Okay, let me just finish until list comprehension. For the remaining, I will create the video. If you have interest to learn all those things, you can just watch the video. Okay? And I think the final exam will be until list comprehension. Okay, let's look at the list comprehension. What does it mean by list comprehension? List comprehension offers a shorter syntax when you want to create a new list based on the values of an existing list. So, for example, I have result. It is I for I in range 10. So the result is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why? I know that for I in range 10, it is. Okay, let's look at the list comprehension 0, 1. So we learned about this one in the list section. For result is I. So I want to put I want to put I into the list. And what is I? I will be the numbers from the range 0 until 9. So if I have file testing file. So we know that if we have for I in range 10, so we have I and with this one, so it is a number of 0 until 9. Okay. So now I have those number and I want to put those number into the list. So I want to put the I into the list. Then I, which is 0, it will be one element. And then I, if it is 1, it will be one element. 2, if it is 2, then it will be also another element, and so on. Then we can put every of these element into the result. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What about if I have the combination? So I want to combine the for loop and if. Okay. So let's look at the list comprehension 02. In this case, I have one list which is empty list. And then I have a for loop which is from 0 until 9. Next, I want to check. What is it? I modulus 2. I modulus 2 means I want to know the remaining when I divide I with 2. What is the remaining? If 1 modulus 2, then the remaining is 1. 2 modulus 2, the remaining is 0. So if the remaining is 0, then let's append the I into the result. Okay. If it is divided, if it can be divided by 2, then let's put into the list. So this is a program to find the even number. Okay. We want to get the even numbers. Even numbers means 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So using this one, it is okay, but actually, okay, so the result is 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Actually, we can do with list comprehension. Okay, let's look at this one. I want to put I into the variable result, and I will be a value from 0 until 9, and if I is if I divided by 2, then the remaining is 0. Okay, so it is the same. So the result is the same. Okay, if you look at this one, so two of them give the same result. But this one is the traditional, and this one is the least comprehension. So you can put everything just in one line, and the result is the same. Now, when if you look at different kind of least comprehension, result 2. Now I change the sequence. The first part, I want to use the if. In the first part, I use the for. Now, if I use if I remainder 2 equals to 0, okay, then put here, else 10 for I in range 10. So the result is, if I can be divided by 0, I will put the value of I. If I cannot be divided by 0, or if I divided by 0 is not 0, then print 10. So you can see here, actually the number should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But this value is from this one. Because I cannot be divided by 2, then we print 10 for the value. How if I remove this one? When I remove the else, it is error. We need to have else in this case. Okay. So if you start with if at the first, you need to have else. If you no need to have else, you can just use the first part, which is starting with for. Okay. Now let's deal with string. Okay. How if we have string, and how if we want to combine the strings? Let's look at the list comprehension tree. I have A, B, C, and then I have D, E, A. Now I want to make a list comprehension like this. Okay, what does it mean? I want to do I plus J. What is I plus J? I is an element from case 1. What is case 1? Okay, this is case 1. J is element from case 2. Okay, this is case 2. And I want to do I plus J. You know, string plus string. When we have welcome plus another string to Python. So the result will be welcome to Python. Okay, welcome Python. Now I want to combine A and the other string. So I want to know what is the element here. I want to combine with the other element. It means I want to combine the element in the case 1 and I want to combine with the element of the case 2. But if not I equal j, what does it mean? I will be a character. J also will be a character. So if I equal to j, you don't need to do the plus. Then the result will be AD, BD, CD, and then AE, BE, and then CE, plus 1 is AA. Is it the same? A and A, this is the same. So we don't need to put this one because we have the condition. And then we have BA. Okay, it is not the same. And then we have CA. It is not. Okay, so that's the meaning by this statement. If you run this, okay, AD, AE, BD, BE, BA, CD, CE, and CA. There is no AA. Okay, let's understand this one. There might be one question about this one in your exam. And the last one that I want to explain from the list comprehension, this one, sorry, there are so many typos. This is list comprehension 04. Okay, list comprehension 04. Let's look at the list comprehension 04. Now we are going to learn about split. Do you know split? Okay, we learn from the read and write. Okay, in the text file, we use the read and write, and then when we read the files, we want to split. If there is nothing here, then we want to split the word with the space. So if the word I learn Python, then this one, it is another word, this is another word, it is distinguished by the space. So let's see. I can do something like this one. Let's put into the string test. Okay. So if I print the word, if I print the word, I will print I learn Python and it is very difficult. If I do with the split, every of the word after the space, it will be one element of this. So I is the element index 0, learn is the element at index 1, Python is the element at index 2, and so on. Okay. Now I want to know for every word split, I would like to put it into a list. Okay, I want to put it into a list. This is the word split, so it is a list from this one. Now I want to do something. The stuff is W upper, W lower, and check the length of the W, where the W is the element in the word split. What is the element of the word split? The element here is this one. I learned Python and it is very difficult. So for every of this element, I want to make it as an upper, I want to make it as a lower, and I want to calculate the length. And the result will be in the stuff, and I want to print the stuff. And I will print every of the stuff. The first is I. So I will make it upper, lower, and the length. This is upper, lower, and the length. This is upper, lower, and the length. Upper, lower, length. Upper, lower, length, and so on. And this is in the one multi-dimensional list. So you can print stuff. If you print the stuff, you can see that it is a multi-dimensional list. In the list, there is another list. Yeah. Inside the list, there is a list, and so on. So we can use also this list comprehension to make a multi-dimensional list. Okay, so actually there are still remaining part, but I will not discuss it. Okay, so let me stop here. So the final exam, yes, your final exam will be until the list comprehension. So there will be some of the questions related to list comprehension and strings. So please review this one. And I really